This lesson covers section 4.3, which introduces what we call the point-slope form for a linear equation. In the last section, we looked at how you can find the equation of a line by looking at its graph. You found the y-intercept and the slope, and you used that to write the equation. Suppose instead this is the information that you have. You're given a point, in this case 3, 2, and you know that point is on the line. And the other piece of information you're given about the line is that the slope of the line is 2/5. So that gives you some rough idea of what the line looks like. Now, I would like to write the equation that goes with that line. So I'm just going to think of another point on the line, any other point on the line, and I'm going to call it x, y. Okay, now let's think about what we know. We know that, if we make a slope triangle and we look, say, at this triangle right here, we could find this distance and this distance, the rise and the run, by doing this. Y minus 2 over x minus 3. So that's this coordinate minus that one, y minus 2, over x minus 3. And you'll remember from last time that that should be the slope, which your book calls, well, I've told you what it is. It's 2/5. Okay, so this is an equation for the line. We're just going to clean it up a little. What I'm going to do first is multiply both sides by x minus 3. And then this side also by x minus 3. And then these cancel out, and I get y minus 2 equals 2/5 x minus 3. And your book likes to solve everything for y, so that I guess you could graph it on your calculator more easily. So I add 2 to both sides, and I get that. Okay, so to summarize what I've done on this screen, I was given 2 pieces of information about a line. A point on the line and the slope of the line. And then I just figured there's a bunch of other points on the line. Let's just say that any of those points could be called xy. And then I plugged xy and 3, 2 into the slope formula. Y minus 2 over x minus 3. And I said that has to equal 2/5 because I was told that that was the slope. And then I did some algebra to change the way the equation is written. All right, it turns out we can use this same thinking in general to find the slope of any line if we know one point on the line and the slope of the line. So in this case, what we know is that x1, y1 is on the line. And suppose we're told that the slope is b. Well, I'm going to do something very similar to what I did on the previous screen. I'm going to say y minus y1 over x minus x1. Well, that would be how I would find the slope from this point to this point. Then I multiply both sides by x minus x1, and I get this. And then a lot of books stop there. Your book, again, likes to add the y1 to both sides so that it's solved for y. And then it looks like this. And in general, this is the equation for a line that contains the point x1, y1 and has a slope of b, which is basically what I wrote up here. So if you know that information about a line, you can find its equation by plugging into what we call point-slope form. Okay, so on the next screen I'm going to show you an example problem. Suppose you're given these 2 pieces of information. You've got a line, contains the point -3, 5, and the slope is -2. Well, here's point slope form. So this is worth memorizing so that you can use it easily when you need to. Alright, this is the way I was trained to write it. So that's the way I'm going to do it, and then at the end, I'll make it look the way your book does. So y minus, well, here's y1, 5 equals, alright, for b, I'm going to put the slope, which I've given is -2, and then x minus x1. Well, here's x1, the x-coordinate of the point I know. Okay, and now I'm just going to clean that up. Y minus 5 equals -2. Well, anytime you subtract a negative, it turns into addition. And that's the way most textbooks leave the answer. Your textbook likes to add 5 to both sides, and then the final answer looks like this. Okay, so to summarize, I was given a point. I call its x-coordinate x1, its y-coordinate y1, and I've been given the slope, -2. So I just plug in x1, y1, and the slope, and then do just a couple of steps to clean it up. Okay. For your homework, please find the equations of the lines described. I've given you the slope and a point that it passes through. So solve 1 and 2 in exactly the same way that I did on the previous screen. You should be able to use the same approach on number 3. Number 4 is the question you're going to have to think about because the slope is undefined. Okay, good luck. See you next time.